So this is the camping site at Hobas, much more sheltered with the trees. Again, they haven't upgraded the campsite in quite the same way, but does still have, they have these concrete chairs, there's a light, a plug point, and water at all of the campsites as well. And when you're camping at either place, you can use all the facilities. So you can use the restaurant, the swimming pool, and this is the new swimming pool at Hobas. So it's quite nice. This is the restaurant in here. There's the entranceway, there's the MAFT office, reception. The rooms are over here, we'll visit them in a second. And you've got this nice pool with a little bit of grass around it, and then there's a second pool, slide pool. And the inside restaurant. I felt really guilty when I was staying there, because I was the only person staying in the chalets, and included breakfast. So when I came for breakfast, I was the only guest, and they had laid out the full breakfast, everything. They're really very nice, they're very kind. So this is the entrance to Hobas, and these are the rooms laid out. So the camping site is behind there, reception and entrance is there, the Fish River Canyon is down there, and these are the rooms. These rooms, they're some of the newest rooms I think available in the area. Again, nicely equipped out, but they are quite expensive, $2,1 a night per person. Includes breakfast. There's no aircon, but there is fans. Again, the same facilities that you can use at the resort, the restaurant, swimming pool. Oh, and here's the shop. So it's basics. They sell a lot of hats and caps, and some alcohol and snacks. Oh, and water. But it's very basic. So Hobas has the two types of accommodation. It's got the camping and it's got the rooms. So positives for staying at Hobas camp. It's the starting point of the hike, yep. So it's the most ideal place to overnight before you start the hike. It's cooler there, yes. It's not over the hot springs, it's on top of the hike. You get on top of the canyon, you get a nice breeze. It's nice and cool. It has trees, so the campsite is quite shaded and the chalets are behind the campsite. It does have a nice location. It has two swimming pools as well, which is quite nice. Two little swimming pools, but that's quite nice. The management and staff there, very nice, super helpful. It's a young, new staff they've put in there. They're really good, keeping up the place. Negatives of Hobas camp. Because they've moved the gate to entering the national park outside the accommodation, because it used to be blocking the road from Hobas to the Fish River Canyon viewpoints. They've now moved that gate to the accommodation, so that works both ways. So on the negative, you then have to pay day fees if you're staying at Hobas, but on the positive, it means that technically you can get up at any time of day or night and drive to the Fish River Point. Because you've already paid your park fees and you're inside the park, and they don't regulate that road. There's no barriers across the road. So yes, you've got the ability that 1 hour before you can drive up and go and do sunrise, and you can stay there and watch sunset and then come back out. Having said that, that's nullified a little bit because they allow you to go and see sunset and drive out of the park even if you're not staying at Hobas. So you can still do sunset. Because I stayed at Gondwana and did a trip with them, and we went and had sunset picnic overlooking the canyon. And we actually had a fantastic time because we were on top of the canyon was down here, we were watching the sunset was there, and the moonrise was over here. So we were watching both together. It was like, oh, my camera, which one? I need to, it's like, both beautiful. So that sort of nullifies the evening, and of course, sunrise is not over the canyon. And you can't get to the other side of the canyon to view it. So the main benefit is for the hikers, because they can then start the hike earlier than anybody who's staying outside the park. And that first day of your hike is actually quite important. You can get there and you can be there right at the first light to do the climb down. Because although I say with a hike you should always start early in the morning, the climb down, you want to see where you're going, because if you miss it, it's quite an uncomfortable fall.